The Incredible Hulk thrilled millions with the story of a brilliant scientist and the unstoppable monster within him. But off-screen, the cast's life is full of unexpected twists, heartbreak, and shocking transformations you'd never guess. Stick around, because what happened to these stars is a story of surprises and triumphs you won't recognize. Jack Colvin as Jack McGee. So we start with Jack Colvin, who played the relentless tabloid reporter Jack McGee in The Incredible Hulk, 1977 to 1982. He was just 43 years old, bringing to the character a dogged determination and curiosity that made McGee the persistent force tracking the Hulk. Colvin's McGee grounded the series with relentless energy and wit. Jack Colvin passed away on December 1, 2005, at 71 years old due to complications from a stroke, and his body was cremated. He had built a long and respected career across theater, film, and television, including notable work in Child's Play, 1988, but remained deeply committed to stage and teaching throughout his life. Despite the respect he earned professionally, Colvin carried a quiet loneliness that shadowed his life. He poured himself into mentoring and teaching at institutions like the Michael Chekhov Studio, USA West, and USC, shaping hundreds of actors while feeling the sting of a career that never reached the dazzling heights of some of his co-stars. Even in the face of physical decline from a stroke that left him partially paralyzed, he continued to inspire students with the same discipline and dedication that had guided him through demanding stage performances of Romeo and Juliet and the importance of being earnest. His devotion turned hardship into a legacy, proving that impact is not measured by fame alone. In his final years, Colvin lived modestly, yet remained a towering figure in acting education. His influence rippled through the performances of those he trained, many of whom went on to major television and film roles. In this way, the dogged reporter Jack McGee lives on, not only in the hearts of viewers, but in the generations of actors shaped by Colvin's wisdom. His estimated net worth at the time of death was $500,000. Bill Bixby, as Dr. David Banner. We come to Bill Bixby, who played Dr. David Banner, the brilliant and tormented scientist in The Incredible Hulk, 1978. He was just 43 years old, bringing depth and humanity that made Banner the emotional center of the series. Every scene showcased his intelligence, compassion, and quiet nobility, giving audiences someone to empathize with as they watched the struggle between man and monster unfold. Tragically, Bill Bixby passed away on November 21, 1993, at just 59 years old from complications of prostate cancer, 6 days after completing his final directing work on Blossom. His career, marked by Emmy nominations and beloved roles in My Favorite Martian and The Courtship of Eddie's Father, was cut short, leaving behind the haunting memory of a man whose talents were immense yet underappreciated in life. Bixby's personal life was riddled with heartbreak. In 1981, his only son, Christopher, died at age 6 from a rare throat infection. The following year, his first ex-wife, Brenda Bennett, took her own life in grief. These twin tragedies shattered him emotionally, yet he continued to work, directing episodes of Blossom and counseling other cancer patients, proving his resilience despite unimaginable pain. Even as illness took hold, Bixby's dedication never wavered. He directed and executive-produced TV movies for The Incredible Hulk, keeping his craft alive even as his health declined. His legacy remains one of empathy, skill, and endurance. A man who portrayed struggle on-screen while enduring it off-screen in ways most could never imagine. Lou Ferrigno as the Incredible Hulk. Let's talk about Lou Ferrigno, who portrayed the powerful Hulk in The Incredible Hulk, 1978. He was just 26 years old, a towering figure whose presence defined the raw energy and visual identity of the character. Through his strength and subtle vulnerability, Ferrigno made the Hulk both terrifying and sympathetic, creating an unforgettable icon of rage and humanity. As of 2026, Lou Ferrigno is 74 years old, still active in Hollywood, voicing the Hulk in multiple Marvel productions and making appearances in TV and films while maintaining his fitness empire. His journey from a bullied, nearly deaf child to a global pop culture icon is remarkable and inspiring, showcasing his lifelong determination and resilience. Ferrigno's early life was marked by intense adversity. Losing 75 to 80% of his hearing due to ear infections by age 3, he was relentlessly bullied in school. Comic books became his escape, inspiring him to channel his frustrations into bodybuilding, eventually winning Mr. America and 2 consecutive Mr. Universe titles. Despite these achievements, he faced further obstacles, including financial struggles, dangerous factory work, and a brief, failed football career in Canada. Yet Lou turned every setback into fuel for his career. Beyond The Incredible Hulk, he starred in films like Hercules, 1983, and Sinbad of the Seven Seas, 1989, voiced the Hulk in the MCU, trained celebrities like Michael Jackson, and served as a reserve sheriff. Through hearing loss, childhood bullying, and professional challenges, Ferrigno carved out a legacy of strength, perseverance, and enduring fame, leaving him with a net worth estimated at $12 million and a life story that continues to shock and inspire. Charles Napier as the Hulk. Voice. Now we continue with Charles Napier, who provided the iconic voice of the Hulk in the Incredible Hulk series. He was just 41 years old, giving life to the Hulk's roars and portraying characters like John Blake with a commanding presence. Napier's contributions added both menace and credibility, making him essential to the series' tension and drama. Charles Napier passed away on October 5, 2011, at the age of 75 due to complications from a blood clot. Over a long career, he became known for playing authority figures, villains, and physically imposing characters, appearing in films like Rambo, First Blood Part 2, and The Silence of the Lambs, roles that showcased his ability to combine menace with charisma. Napier's life off-screen was a turbulent counterpoint to his professional success. He endured periods of financial strain and personal upheaval, including 2 divorces, yet continued to work prolifically. He appeared in over 100 hours of television under contract with Universal Pictures and performed in more than 70 films, including memorable roles in Philadelphia and The Manchurian Candidate, proving his range and stamina. Even while facing hardship, he maintained his craft, lending his voice to the Hulk after Ted Cassidy's death, and creating performances that were both intimidating and compelling. Through these struggles, Napier transformed every setback into fuel for his career. His appearances in The Blues Brothers and Rambo First Blood Part 2 became iconic, while his dedication to voiceover work and mentoring younger actors cemented a lasting legacy. Despite financial and personal challenges late in life, he remained a resilient presence on screen and behind the microphone, leaving an enduring impression that went far beyond his net worth of $1 million at the time of his death. Gerald McRaney as Chief Frank Rhodes. We now have Gerald McRaney, who played Chief Frank Rhodes in The Incredible Hulk, 1978. At just 30 years old, Rhodes established himself as the firm and commanding presence of law and order, constantly counterbalancing the chaos caused by the Hulk. His role anchored the story, providing tension, drama, and a human perspective that made the unfolding events feel real and urgent to the audience. As of 2026, Gerald McRaney is 78 years old and remains active in acting, with a career spanning decades including Simon and Simon, Major Dad, and This Is Us, the last earning him a Primetime Emmy Award. He overcame serious health challenges, including successful treatment for lung cancer in 2004, and continues to participate in veteran support initiatives and occasional television projects. His estimated net worth is $8 million. Behind the polished performances and Emmy-winning roles lies a story of struggle and relentless perseverance. McRaney faced the emotional turmoil of raising a son, Angus, who was born deaf, forcing him and his family into years of special care, therapy, and unending patience. On top of this, he navigated 3 marriages, personal heartbreak, and the grueling schedule of primetime television. Audiences may remember him for the confident Major John McGillis in Major Dad, but few realize that the man behind the character often confronted moments of doubt and exhaustion while filming, sometimes having to step into scenes after sleepless nights and hospital visits. His journey from the young Chief Rhodes on The Incredible Hulk to an Emmy-winning actor was paved with relentless commitment, making every performance a testament to endurance and heart. Even more astonishing is how McRaney transformed adversity into opportunity. While managing family and health crises, he delivered career-defining performances in Simon and Simon, appearing in over 200 episodes, and later in This Is Us, where he embodied Dr. Nathan Katowski with such authenticity that it earned him an Emmy. The juxtaposition of his off-screen challenges against his on-screen calm, precision, and charisma is what makes his story truly remarkable. It's a life where personal trials fueled professional brilliance, leaving audiences inspired and often unaware of the battles he quietly fought behind the scenes. Marc Alaimo as Joe Lo Franco. Let's talk about Marc Alaimo, who played Joe Lo Franco and also contributed the voice of the Hulk in The Incredible Hulk, 1978. He was just 36 years old, and his characters added a blend of tension and authority that intensified the show's dramatic stakes. Alaimo's presence brought a sense of danger and complexity, making the conflicts feel more immediate and the Hulk's struggles more gripping. As of 2026, Marc Alaimo is 83 years old. He became widely known for his role as the villain Gul Dukat in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, appearing in 35 episodes, and remains respected as a versatile character actor. Personal challenges included divorce and strained relationships with his son Michael, while he continues to enjoy a quiet life outside mainstream Hollywood. His estimated net worth is $2 million. Alaimo's career is a study in the highs and lows of typecasting. Frequently cast as villains, he experienced both acclaim and limitation. While audiences loved his sinister performances, including in The Last Starfighter, 1984, and Total Recall, 1990, he often felt constrained creatively. Even in the 1980s and 1990s, he juggled numerous guest roles in shows like Gunsmoke, Knight Rider, and Quantum Leap, showcasing his range but often facing repetitive casting that obscured the full breadth of his talent. Despite these challenges, Alaimo turned typecasting into a trademark, embracing the complexity of his roles and bringing memorable depth to every character. His recurring performances as Gul Dukat and other antagonists combined charisma, menace, and precision, leaving an indelible impression on science fiction fans. Though he experienced loneliness and estrangement in his personal life, his dedication to acting and his ability to make villains compelling cemented his legacy as one of the most memorable character actors of his generation. Lorie Prange as Katie Maxwell. We turn to Lorie Prange, who played Katie Maxwell in The Incredible Hulk, 1978. She was just 23 years old, and Katie Maxwell became the youthful presence who added warmth and relatability to the show's human side. Prange's character helped balance the tension created by Banner's struggles and the Hulk's chaos, offering audiences a perspective grounded in emotion and connection. As of 2026, Lorie Prange is 72 years old. After her early work in The Waltons and Gunsmoke, her career slowed due to typecasting, and she ultimately stepped away from the film industry. A brief and unhappy marriage led her to embrace a private life without children, and she has remained largely out of the public eye. Her estimated net worth is $500,000. Hollywood, however, was far less kind behind the scenes. Lorie Prange's early promise in The Incredible Hulk seemed poised to launch her career, yet the industry's relentless typecasting trapped her in a narrow box. Young, wholesome supporting roles that never allowed her to stretch her talent. She auditioned for at least 20 major roles between 1978 and 1982, only to be repeatedly cast in the same archetype, a reality that left her frustrated and disillusioned. Guest spots on Hunter, 1984, and made-for-TV films offered fleeting visibility, but each success was immediately overshadowed by the next rejection. By the mid-1980s, Prange faced the cruel realization that Hollywood measured worth in marketable types rather than true skill. A blow that sent her quietly leaving the business she had once dreamed would make her name. Mickey Jones as Doc. We have Mickey Jones, who played Doc in The Incredible Hulk, 1978. He was 37 years old, and Doc brought a grounded, everyman quality that helped anchor the story's tension in a relatable reality. Jones's presence provided balance to the larger-than-life Hulk and Banner, offering audiences a touchstone of human reliability and insight amidst extraordinary events. Mickey Jones passed away on February 7, 2018, at the age of 76 due to complications from diabetes. Beyond acting, Jones had a celebrated career as a rock drummer, playing with artists like Trini Lopez and Bob Dylan, including Dylan's 1966 World Tour. Later, he joined the First Edition with Kenny Rogers, contributing to 17 gold records over 2 decades. He also invested in real estate, which provided financial stability despite the physical and health challenges of his later years. His estimated net worth at death was $800,000. Jones's journey from rock musician to character actor was marked by unexpected turns. After the First Edition disbanded in 1976, he transitioned fully into acting, taking small roles that showcased his versatility, including appearances in National Lampoon's Vacation, Total Recall, 1990, and recurring roles on TV series like Home Improvement. Each performance, though often brief, carried his distinctive presence, combining a musician's rhythm and timing with an actor's instinct, leaving memorable impressions even in supporting roles. What makes Jones's story remarkable is the duality of his life. A man celebrated for his musical achievements, yet constantly reinventing himself as an actor in Hollywood. Facing decades of touring, the pressures of supporting roles, and the debilitating effects of diabetes, he persisted with resilience and dedication. His life stands as a testament to adaptability, talent, and the often unseen hardships behind the scenes of fame and artistry. Walter Brooke as Mark Roberts. We come to Walter Brooke, who played Mark Roberts, the editor of the fictional National Register, whose calm professionalism and scrutiny added a subtle tension to the narrative. He was 65 years old, portraying a measured intellectual counterpoint to the chaos of Banner and the Hulk. His role gave viewers a glimpse of human order amidst extraordinary events. Walter Brooke passed away on August 20, 1986, at the age of 71 from emphysema. While best remembered for his iconic role as Mr. Maguire in The Graduate, 1967, Brooke's later years were defined by smaller guest appearances, including 3 episodes of The Incredible Hulk. Years of heavy smoking led to emphysema, leaving him reliant on oxygen and restricting both his mobility and professional opportunities. His estimated net worth at the time of death was $300,000. Despite the prestige of earlier roles, Brooke's later career carried a quiet melancholy. His appearances in shows like The Rockford Files and The Waltons demonstrated a seasoned actor still capable of subtle, commanding performances, yet he was often confined to brief guest spots. Behind the calm, precise delivery that made Mark Roberts credible was an actor confronting the physical toll of illness and the realities of aging in a cutthroat industry. In the end, Brooke's legacy is layered, a man who contributed meaningfully to iconic films and television series, yet whose final years reflected the fragility of life and career. His professionalism and dedication, coupled with a lifelong love for the stage, left an imprint on colleagues and audiences alike, even as the physical and financial hardships of his later years loomed large. Billy Greenbush as Sheriff Carl Decker. Let's continue with Billy Greenbush, who played Sheriff Carl Decker, the steadfast, no-nonsense lawman whose presence brought order and authority to the turbulent world of The Incredible Hulk, 1978. At 44 years old, Decker's steady demeanor contrasted sharply with the chaos surrounding Banner and the Hulk. His character served as both a foil and an anchor, giving viewers a familiar human lens through which to understand the havoc caused by the Hulk. As of 2026, Billy Greenbush is 91 years old. He appeared in films like 5 Easy Pieces and Jason Goes to Hell, but his later years were overshadowed by personal hardships, including a painful divorce and estrangement from his children. A serious car accident in the early 2000s left lasting health consequences, requiring him to live a quieter, more reclusive life in California. His estimated net worth is $1 million. Bush's career illustrates the quiet struggles behind a prolific character actor. While audiences admired his work, including his portrayal of sheriffs and state troopers across numerous films and television episodes, he often battled isolation and the impact of personal tragedy. His unwavering commitment to his craft meant that even as health and family challenges mounted, he continued to appear in projects, bringing authenticity and presence to each role. Over decades, Bush's performances in Electra Glide in Blue, 1973, and The Hitcher, 1986, demonstrated his ability to convey authority and nuance in small but impactful roles. Even when playing supporting or guest characters, he left a lasting impression on audiences, proving that consistency, dedication, and integrity can create a legacy that endures beyond headline fame. Susan Sullivan as Dr. Elena Marks. We come to Susan Sullivan, who played Dr. Elena Marks, a calm and insightful physician whose presence brought a sense of authority and empathy to the chaotic world of the Incredible Hulk, 1977. At 35, she embodied a professional figure capable of guiding both Banner and the viewers through the story's tension, grounding the extraordinary events with intelligence and moral clarity. Her character acted as the steadying influence, providing reason and perspective amidst the Hulk's unpredictable turmoil. As of 2026, Susan Sullivan is 83 years old. She has had a long and successful career, with standout roles in Falcon Crest, Dharma and Greg, and Castle, earning Emmy and Golden Globe nominations along the way. Sullivan has chosen not to marry formally, maintaining a long-term relationship with Connell Cowan, and has no children. Recently, she revealed that she is battling pancreatic cancer, facing a journey filled with physical and emotional challenges. Her estimated net worth is $5 million. Sullivan's career demonstrates both stability and the quiet challenges of balancing a high-profile profession with personal choices. After The Incredible Hulk, she quickly established herself on primetime television, starring in 207 episodes of Falcon Crest, taking over the lead role from Samantha Eggar and becoming one of the most recognized faces of 1980s daytime drama. She later embraced a variety of roles, from the matriarch Kitty Montgomery on Dharma and Greg to the savvy theater veteran Martha Rogers on Castle, proving her versatility and endurance. Yet behind this professional success lay the constant effort of navigating Hollywood's demanding schedules, typecasting pressures, and the expectations that come with leading roles. Even more compelling is how Sullivan turned these pressures into achievements. Her Emmy-nominated performance as Dr. Julie Farr in Julie Farr, MD, demonstrated her ability to carry a series, while her recurring roles on Justice League, Hope and Faith, and Brothers and Sisters reflect an actor continually adapting to new genres and media. Facing career highs alongside personal decisions to remain unmarried and childless, and now confronting a serious illness, Sullivan's story is one of resilience, commitment, and the often unseen sacrifices that accompany a lifetime in entertainment. Victoria Carroll as Rose/Nancy. Let's talk about Victoria Carroll, who played Rose and Nancy, characters that added charm, relatability, and subtle humor to the world of The Incredible Hulk, 1978. At 38 years old, her roles helped viewers connect with the story beyond the spectacle of Banner's transformations. Carroll's characters enriched the narrative, offering balance and perspective to the larger-than-life conflicts on screen. As of 2026, Victoria Carroll is 85 years old. While she gained fame as a voice actress, she often felt under-recognized for her live-action roles. Financial setbacks in the 1990s forced her to sell a second home and tighten her budget, and periods of marital separation added personal strain. She is married to Michael Bell and has one child with an estimated net worth of $1 million. Carroll's Hollywood journey combined triumphs and challenges. Early appearances in films like The Kentucky Fried Movie, 1977, and Nightmare in Wax, 1969, showcased her versatility, while multiple roles in Hogan's Heroes, 1968 to 1970, and The Waltons, 1981, demonstrated her range across genres. Yet persistent typecasting and under-recognition of her live-action talent often hindered broader opportunities. Each audition, each small role, carried the weight of proving herself repeatedly in an industry that valued marketable types over full versatility. The remarkable part of Carroll's story is her adaptability and perseverance. While many would have been discouraged, she pivoted to voice work, mastering the art of bringing characters to life through sound, all while navigating financial and personal setbacks. Her performances, both on-screen and behind the microphone, reflect resilience, dedication, and the often unseen effort required to sustain a decades-long career in entertainment. And there you have it, the cast of The Incredible Hulk, 1978, from the early days to where they are now. Some faced unimaginable struggles, others built remarkable legacies, but each left an indelible mark on this iconic series. Which story surprised you the most? And who do you think had the most dramatic transformation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into classic shows and the lives behind them.